Samoa's natural waters are special. Something goes in there, comes out different. Natural Samoa water, the taste of nature in a bottle.
Kalama Samoa, I'm Jack Ty Laban. For any competition, I'm all about speed, skills, culture, and of course, my Texas. Wa'ualia.
O lawin siwa e au wala i se te ngā tupe mo le lumanai manuia. E mole puipuinga tau tupe o lo soifua, mai mawhai o na taunu no atu, mo so se mahua anga i te whina ngalo iai.
Samoa Life, le insiua mo tangata nuu o Samoa.
We're here to give the opportunity to people for full-time work in New Zealand as a skilled worker, so trades, carpenter, mechanic, or anyone who's successful with the quota.
Wa vili magai le wa baua. Kopi mbanguele kapungia. Kompeni ro pen baua ngai.
A feel mai nei loy le Federal Pacific Finance no so mana onga tau tupe ba serving.
May I ask Your Excellencies and our invited guests to please be seated. The rest, Tamon Kalala Maizan. I now ask Ms. Letitia Stevenson Papali, who is the chairperson of our board of directors, for a welcoming address.
We also welcome Her Excellency Emily Lutt, High Commissioner of Australia, and members of your office. Ladies and gentlemen, and children, good morning. Today we acknowledge and give thanks to the Government of Australia for its support of the implementation of inclusive education in Samoa. funded organizations like CNS and other inclusive education partners for more than 10 years. CNS is a non-government organization registered as an incorporated society and was incorporated in 1987 by parents of children with disabilities. CNS relies heavily on donor funding to pay for its operation and salary of staff. The annual activities and services depend on the funding received from the Australian government's approved budget allocation to CNS, managed by the Ministry of Education, Sports and Culture, or GPAC. This budget allows CNS to continue to offer services and support for children with disabilities in schools as part of its ongoing support for inclusive education in partnership with the Ministry of Education, Sports and Culture. For example, early learning, primary and secondary programs, audiology services, vocational classes, teacher aids to assist with children in schools, parent support, early assessment of speech disorder and autism spectrum disorder, awareness campaigns. There is a staff of 45, 14 of whom work on site for the majority of for the inclusion of children with disabilities in mainstream schools. There are more than 300 children registered with CNS, and at least twice a year, teams are sent out all over Upolu and Savai to check on the progress of these children. Some of our Australian partners who have helped CNS in the past, and now especially in establishing our hearing service program, the Royal Institute for Deaf and Blind Children, International Centre for Eye Care Education, Sydney Cochlear Implant, Hearing Australia, Royal Australasia College of Surgeons. What also is of note is that the wider community also benefit from CNS services, such as free hearing screening for all Year 1 primary students, replacement of hearing aids for people over 18 years old, access to specialized care such as assessment, speech disorder, and TVET courses. Funding received from the Australian government has benefited the whole nation for 10 years. We can thank the Australian government for its generosity. Thank you, Mr.
After Jillian, Ms. Letitia, for your welcoming remarks, I now ask your excellencies and the delegation to please proceed to take the tour of the services that CNS offers.
They all work outside of CNS. So we're very,
Thank you very much.
When they first came in, they couldn't, they wouldn't. It's something that the parents at the age and, committed to working with them.
Thank you, Mama and your team. We will now proceed to the next station, which is the primary program.
Going well.
Hello, Ben.
Nice to meet you.
Primary team is some of the parents and the children have now recruited at the Main Street School. They're working together to continue this work. So primary team collaborates with the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Health. We have 33 staff members in this team. So 3 staff members now working in the office, include the coordinator and 2 inclusive education officers. And 30 of our staff members have recruited the mainstream schools. Those schools include mission schools, colleges, and private schools. So there's about estimate number for all the children that we have support is 300, more than 350. Yeah. There's 4 main events that we have conducted through the year. There's school visits, so we're going around the country visiting schools where children with disabilities are tested. There's teacher aids training. Teacher aids training is to refresh mindset, fresh ideas, refresh learning teaching skills for that. So parents group, that would be a good initiative to bring together the parents. Yeah, so we can work together to discuss issues and what is going on in schools and at home and the environment where all those children with disability live. Also, we have awareness programs going on, and we celebrate every special year, special days for
Autism Day, World Down Syndrome Day, World Disability Day, and World Hearing Day. So we celebrate, and there's a huge awareness through those programs. While we are looking at around here, we have collected some of these photos just for evidence. For our work conducted in mainstream and in villages and in the community. We have specialists that assist us during our school visits and our teacher aids training. Yeah, they're assisting us and they support us when we're working with teacher aids. So all through the year we work together with principals, teachers, parents. So we support each other. We support people with disability in sound.
You follow children who go to kindergarten, they move to primary school, you follow them through all the way.
Yes. We have teachers that start working from kindergarten. That's the limited funds we have. Now we don't have a vehicle of our own to take the research. Yeah, and as well as our training, because of limited funds, we do our own training with cycling. That's a request. Thank you very much. And that's from the Barnwood team. Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you very much for all your work.
So we'll now move to the next station, which is the Tibet program, where they will do demonstrations of some of the artworks that they do on a daily basis. So,
Hello, Tala Palava. Welcome to Tibet Secondary Program. So there's 4 of us, staff members, and 10 students at the class. So before COVID, we had about 20 students, and then after COVID, when we came back, about 10 or more than already come home. Because we had the programs. So we're down to 10 now. So, and all of them have unique abilities that we find helpful. So as you see, we focus on life skills and subjects a lot. Basics in literacy and music. And so girls are focusing on sewing, which is a lot of these arts and crafts. Things that we have here, they're some of their activities. So they make leis and flowers over there. And then the boys, they do a lot of mailing. So we make use of what we have here in our country, except for fabrics and because we buy them from the source. But yeah, we want to train them in order for them to live in the community. So we last year we had a garden as well, but not so yeah, that's pretty much what we do in the program is build the abilities of students in what they are good at. Yes, we do. That's what we're trying to teach them, is that when they leave school, they know how to make stuff themselves.
So we teach him to do some art and do some save and even
so most of what they do is they focus on life skills like and we want them to be independent and so when they so and even the resources that they use are locally found. It's coconut shell, you can find them anywhere. And yeah, so we use a bit of clues and papers to make. Yes, yeah. This is 10 thala at the market. It's good profit. So, and these guys are very good at it, so when they finish from here, they can do this at home as part of the income generating activity for the family. As you would see in Samoa, everyone wears this. So we will never run out of people buying. Yeah. Okay. Shall we proceed to the next and the final station? We go through. Come this way.
Yeah, it's not your new dress and your hat.
This flower big, and that's this one. He's all. That's it. You gotta do like this. Now you got it.
108, it's the bottom of it, just get around your head.
Sorry, keep up with the program.
Coordinator of the program, Ms. Naomi Asi, talks about
Welcome. This is our hearing service program. As you see here, that we have our clients that we are sort of for in summer. We are Marisuma and Neru and Jay and Ansek. They all are hearing aid user, except Ansek is also having cochlear implants. So in our program, our main process, we do a hearing test, and then we also do a hearing fitting program. We also conduct mapping for Australia for our children who are wearing cochlear implants. As you see, this service was mainly for children with disability, but we have opened our doors to adults because Samoa don't have a hearing service in Samoa, so we allow the adults to come through our service here. So we provide hearing aid and then for them to use in community church. So every day we have children come in to our service. We have adults come in. We work together with the National Health Services in Totua. They're the one that's referred a lot of clients to us. We also work with the Ministry of Education with their process of going out in the community and see a lot of children who are in need of our support.
Why is your hearing aid?
We have partnership with the Royal Institute for Deaf and Blind in Australia, and we also have the RACS of surgeons. They provide our hearing aids, and they also supply our equipment. But I'll hand it over to Afna Samba.
Distinguished new business,
beneficiaries, it's to be more exact. She also said that they started their services with children. That's true. Again, I thank Australia and the other donors for their support, which has made it possible for Semesa to extend the services to people like us. We're certainly not children. Although, in many ways, I think we're starting to go backwards as age. As you can see, I just lost a couple of teeth here. I need to look at that. But in any case, I know from my personal experience with Semesa that without their support and helping to restore my hearing, I'd be done, basically. I've been a public servant all my life. I continue to be one. I'm waiting for His Excellency, the New Zealand Governor General, to give the okay for me to come over and present my credentials as Samoa Scientist in New Zealand. No, I wouldn't be able to do that without the support. I would be absolutely useless. So again, as I said, like on behalf of the so-called clients to thank Australia for your support for the work of Semesa. You know, in Samoa, elders don't retire. They take on the role as leaders of families and also communities. In fact, Samoa, Your Excellency, does not have a modern system of local government. It's all the traditional system. And it's elders who are basically the unpaid leaders of our local system, which is very, very effective, and it's also cost effective. So again, I wanted to mention that because of the importance of the service that Semesa has been able to provide. So we did quite a few times to come here, and with quite a few other people that would be looking for that service and getting the hearing aids. So that's basically all I can say. I can vouch for the significance and the critical role that God is able to provide. So I will continue to support your work. Our colleague here from school way back. I don't think she's a patient yet, like me. But she said she's going that way. But she's also very happy to be invited to be here. She told me that she wants to also play her part to support the work of things. So, Excellency, once again, my commission. Thank you very much for that support, and I hope it will continue, even if people like me have passed on to wherever we're going after here. So thank you. I wish you an enjoyable and profitable, productive. Certainly, Samoa, very honored to have you visit us. Thank you very much. So, yes, Commissioner, thank you. Good to see you.
Yeah, very good to see you too.
Congratulations on your appointment to New Zealand.
Sorry?
Congratulations on your appointment in New Zealand.
Sorry, sir?
Congratulations on your appointment.
Thank you very much. I hope you can let your colleague say.
I'll call Dame. I'll bring up Dame Sydney and tell her that the Samoan High Commission is waiting for to be received. Thank you. So when did you notice your hearing was going, and how did you get into the program?
I always heard about Semesa, but it was mainly for children. I knew it was about children. And then a colleague of mine that worked in our remuneration tribunal, he turned up with these things, and he said he got them. So they said the next thing I was here, looking for their office. So the rest is history. I've regained my hearing.
Yeah, thank you for giving the opportunity, Your Excellency, Governor General, Nicholas Bailey, and Commissioner of Australia to Samoa, and your delegation. I am so glad to be invited to be part of this program today. Like Excellency Afnisano was saying, we knew that it was for children, but we've been invited somewhere, somehow, we found our way as adults. I am a patient. And I continue to be a patient, and I'm so fortunate, so glad that there is the next here in Samoa to provide this service. It's very important, especially seeing our young children also getting that line, into that line of hearing problems. I have been a public servant for the last 40, 50 years. I continue to be a public servant until, I don't know, I have been a former Minister of Cabinet, and I've worked, but I'm so glad that Australia and other actors have come in to provide this support, very important for Samoa, especially what we're seeing problems with our people, young children and adults also now. So I'm hoping that your countries, your governments, continue to provide this support for, because we cannot afford to go overseas. This is where we come to. This is where we're coming to for our assistance, not just for the children, but adults like ourselves who wish to continue serving our country here in Samoa. As I say now, I hope you will have some time to enjoy our Samoa, and God bless Zach.
I think that's it from us, from Samoa, and Mary has already said everything, but part of this service has been going out in the community. We've been working with specialists from Australia, especially the one that's from Royal Institute for Deaf and Blind. That's where Ansett got his cochlear implants. We've been doing a lot of sessions with them.
How long ago did you receive your implant?
6 months. When he was 3 years old. When he was 3 years old, Ansett had meningitis. So the specialist that came over and completes a full test, and they had to send him to Australia. That's where he had operation and stayed there for 6 months. And then he came back. So from there, Ansett is able to communicate with us in verbal, and he's using sign language as well, and he's one of our students.
He blew the horn.
Yes. We have our Jane here. Jane has a Trisha. She's using a Baha devices, but today Rowena is going to provide Fitter with a hearing aid, because the team from Australia had tested her and found out that she had severe to profound on the left. So she's going to wear both devices on her ear. The one is Baha and the other one is hearing aid. She's in school, but today she has come and present her devices to you guys and be able to be part of the visit.
Excited? Yes, I would be. It's a great gift, isn't it? It's a lovely thing to do. And, Linda and I are patrons of the Royal Deaf and Blind Children's, and it's always a real delight to go there and see those young children just growing, exploring, understanding, and moving from what can be a very isolated situation to being fully engaged in schools and so on. It's just a lovely thing to be part of. So you bring a lot of light into people's lives.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that's it from us, unless you have any questions. Yes?
your rugby skills with you.
Just the outside when I got first.
Thank you. Best wishes.
Yes, the wages was the registration of this
Do you want me to get
organization.
Oh, I can do it.
very few that I think is
Your Excellencies and delegation, our students and staff would like to perform a Shambon Siva as a way of thanking you from the bottom of our hearts for having graced us this morning with this special visit. So this is indeed privilege to have the visit of Your Excellencies, Governor General of Australia. And from all of us, we say, thank you very much, and may God bless the rest of the journey in Samoa.
Yo!
Oh!
Oh! Yeah.
Samoa.
Your Excellencies, I wish here, they could still perform just like anybody else who can hear 100% of sound. Our students and staff and the board would also like to present a small Narupa, a gift to remember us by. Like I said, this visit is so special to us, and we are indeed honored to have you this morning. Please accept this as a token of our appreciation for coming to Sanessa this morning. Yes.
This is a song about sunshine, and I believe that people spread sunshine through their kindness and caring. And it's been such a pleasure to be here to meet you, and you are just making other people happy. So thank you. Bring sunshine every morning, bring sunshine all day long. Bring sunshine with a smile, bring sunshine with a song. Sunshine, come along, sunshine all day long. Sunshine, a gift to give, with sunshine let's all live. Spread sunshine every morning, spread sunshine every night. With kindness and patience, our world will be alright. Sunshine, come along, sunshine all day long. Sunshine, a gift to give, with sunshine let's all live. So thank you for the joy.
Lord.
beautiful song this morning. Thank you, Your Excellency. You have a very beautiful voice.
Could I, my
Yes.
wife sings, I talk. But Mr. Leo Karo and Ms. Pupalili, thank you very much for inviting us here today. This has been so special to thank you for the gift of hearing that you give to so many children and older people. I know you know that's important, but it cannot be understated. It's so difficult. Life is so difficult as it is, not to be able to be fully participating or being held back is so difficult for people. But thank you for making so many pathways for people to create new futures. For young men like Anzac to be able to hear opens so many opportunities. So thank you for, as my wife says, for the sunshine that you bring into people's lives through what you do. Australia is committed to assisting in this program. This is just so important. Inclusive education, bringing people in, allowing kids to go to school. No one should be stopped at a door simply because they can't hear. Invite them in, listen, explore the world, and receive the education that will make them, allow them to be fully committed to our society. So we walk with you together on this. Thank you for all the staff at Sunnis for what you do. Wish you well for the future. Thank you for all the hard work that's gone into decorating and setting things up. I'm sorry we're a bit late, but the school children kept us there at number one school. A bit longer than we thought, but it's just been a lovely morning, and thank you for bringing blessings into our lives through the work you do. Thank you.